Stress on the engine and at different loads and speeds, and you'll be asked to run the engine at a particular speed. So let us say 1000 rpm, right? So when the engine is given to you and when you are noting down the rpm, the speed of the engine using this digital indicator here, if it is less than 1000 rpm, so basically you need to adjust the speed to 1000 rpm. So that can be done by adjusting the throttle, right? So this engine is actually run by a carburetor. So basically there is a carburetor which supplies the air fuel mixture to the engine. So this is the carburetor. So this is the carburetor. So the throttle of the carburetor is connected to this by some mechanical linkages. And finally it can be adjusted, throttle position can be adjusted by operating this wheel, right? So just by rotating clockwise, so the throttle position can be increased and you can supply more air fuel mixture to the engine so that you can increase the speed. So adjust this slowly by keeping an eye on this digital indicator, and when it reaches close, approximately 1000 rpm, you can leave that, right? So now the engine is running at 1000 rpm and the load on the engine, as I said, it is done by the eddy current dynamometer. So the eddy current dynamometer reading can be noted from this gauge which is available. Ensure that this is at 0 kg. So you are fixing the speed and the engine is at no load, that is at 0 kg. Now what are the readings to be taken? So the readings to be taken for the performance test. So the load now is 0 and the speed is actually 1000 rpm. Now you need to measure the fuel consumption reading. So basically for measuring the fuel consumption, the fuel is supplied to the engine with the help of fuel tank which is fitted with an piezometer, right? And so from this you can just note down the reading for time for known amount of fuel consumption. So make two reference levels which corresponds to 20 cc. So maybe you can start doing it 15 cc plus 35 cc, right? So whenever you want to take the reading, so now this passage is closed and the engine directly consumes the fuel from the tank. So if you want to take the reading, just keep it in the vertical position. So at that time, and these two you have to close it. So at that time the engine will directly consume the fuel from the burette, and you can note down what is with the help of the stopwatch, note down what is the time taken for 20 cc of fuel consumption. So that means your first reading is done. So that is 0 kg. Now we need to load the engine. So as I explained previously, the load can be increased on the engine by adjusting this. You can say that by adjusting this knob, you are varying the amount of eddy current, so that is being supplied to the dynamometer, right? By slowly increasing, you can actually set at different loads. So basically here you will be asked to take some 4 sets of readings, maybe 10 kg, 0 kg, 10 kg, 20 kg, 30 kg and 40 kg. So adjust that slowly so that the load on the eddy current dynamometer shows that 10 kg. Once that 10 kg, as you just find, increase the load, let us say it shows that 10 kg, we will find that the RPM would drop, right? As and when the RPM is dropping, you have to again increase your throttle supply, the fuel supply to the engine, so that the speed is maintained at constant. So that is 1000 rpm. So each and every load, that is 10 kg, my RPM should show at the 1000, and then once that load is set, you just wait for some few seconds. So then with the help of the burette which is attached to the fuel tank, you measure the time for 20 cc of fuel consumption. So like that you need to move on to 30 kg, 40 kg, and then your performance test experiment is completed. And using the relations which is given in the manual, you need to calculate what is the brake thermal efficiency on the engine, the specific fuel consumption, and what are the other parameters which are asked. And finally, you will be drawing a graph taking the brake power on the x-axis, brake power on the load on the x-axis, and all the other parameters on the y-axis. You will be drawing the performance characteristics. That complete